Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be reviewing Lost Judgment. Thank you to the guys over at Sega Europe and RGG Studios for the review code, and let's jump straight into it. I'll start off by saying that I didn't know what to think about Lost Judgment before jumping into it. I heard so much about the Yakuza games and the Judgment spin-off series but never actually played any of them, so went into this really blind. Developed by RGG Studios and published by Sega, Lost Judgment sees you play as Takayuki Yagami, a smart and witty ex-lawyer turned detective who focuses on solving investigations that are usually quite dark. The main investigation surrounds a police officer called Akira, who is initially arrested for accusations of groping a woman on a train, but the case takes a darker turn as it then seems to imply that the police officer murdered someone who years ago bullied his kid into committing suicide. Questions then become raised around whether the father got himself arrested on purpose in order to provide himself with an alibi, and whether he is in fact involved in the murder of his son's bully. It's a game that does really well to highlight some real world issues such as bullying, suicide and murder, as well as aspects of revenge or justice. After roughly 10 hours and finishing chapters 1 through to 3, I have to say that so far I'm really impressed with what I've played. One of the best things about this game is just the ability to turn away from the main missions and lose yourself in the side quests and side activities, such as the mini games, which there are many of. I found myself on numerous evenings in both Kamurocho and Yokohama, just visiting the local arcade and playing old school Sega games like Sonic the Fighters or Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, just because of how fun it was, or just staying at Takayuki's place and playing the Sega Master System, of which there are 8 titles, but you need to find them all first. It does come preloaded with Alex Kidd in Miracle World, which brought back a flood of memories. Then there was baseball, golf, darts, board games, drone racing, eating at restaurants. The list really does go on, that your sport for choice. Whilst the main story topics are quite gritty and dark, what makes it compelling is the stellar performances of all the actors and the Lost Judgment writing. My playthrough was in English, but there is a Japanese voice setting, both of which are incredible. There wasn't a time I felt at all bored or lost with what was going on. Even if there was sometimes way too much dialect between characters, it just felt like a build up towards engrossing myself further into the story, as I generally wanted to find out what was going to happen next or the direction that the next mission would take in order to find answers. The combat is a real-time RPG style, which I'm finding one of the best attributes of the game. You choose from 3 different combat styles: crane style, tiger style and snake style, with each one suited a little better for different combat situations. So far, tiger style, which is primarily more offensive, seems to fit my play more than the others, but the crane style overall is the most versatile. Yes, from an onlooker's perspective, it does look like button mash central, but at the heart of it, there's some strategy in determining which style works best depending on the situation that you are in at the time. But to be honest, not once did I feel in danger of dying. In fact, in the first 10 hours of play, I didn't die once. Playing on normal difficulty, which made the game feel quite easy. However, there were certain encounters, especially in chapter 3, that had me low on health. If not for the health items you could use mid-combat. So if you're looking for a challenge, I definitely would recommend ramping up the difficulty, but note that you're free to do this at any point in the game. It's not all combat though, as some missions require a level of stealth, but I feel like the stealth mechanics comes across as pretty unoriginal. Throw a coin or smoke bomb here to distract a guard and silently take them out. It just felt generic and thrown in for no real purpose, as did the skateboard traversal. Like, I understand why RGG Studios decided to throw it in as an alternative to fast travel, but it just felt slow and clunky, as well as mapping it to the same button as sprinting, which made very little sense. Like, bro, why? It could easily have been left out. Moving on to the graphics and performance, playing this on the PS5 there was no ray tracing detected, but the graphics have been great nonetheless. There are 2 graphical options, prioritizing resolution or quality, and even the quality mode maintains its high frame rate at the best of times. I have to say, the lighting really deserves credit in this game, and it helps to make the cities feel more vibrant and alive as you stroll through them. One downside so far is the DualSense feature. It could have been used a bit more rather than only to mimic a cell phone ringing when Takayuki receives a call, even if it's a truly convincing buzz. All things considered, Lost Judgment has really surprised me. There's so much meaty content here and things to do thanks to the incredible storytelling. Yes, it's not all good for the reasons I've pointed out, but there's still enough to keep players driving forward to see the game to its conclusion. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Bauer93. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know what you think of the game in the comments.